Hi, I'm Dr. Emma Burrows, the Personal Development Manager for Leinster Rugby. I'm here today to talk about the Laya Healthcare We Are One Always campaign. So my role as the Personal Development Manager for Leinster Rugby is to prepare athletes for the transitions they're going to face through their athletic career, but also through their life. So the main focus, or why these roles tend to come into existence, is to prepare athletes for the career end transition. It's probably the one that the biggest conversations happen around. My role also, though, is to help younger players transition into the professional environment, to prepare them for that, to help them adjust to it. It's also for helping them balance the demands of a dual career. Most professional Irish athletes are also pursuing something off-field. Typically, at the younger ages, you're going to expect that to be some sort of undergraduate degree or work experience. That can be very demanding to manage both, so my role is to help them learn the skills to do that. Players don't typically bring the topic of loneliness to me. However, it is something that I will naturally bring up to them. I think the career end transition is probably the space that we talk about it most specifically, because we know that their participation in this social group, in this team, in these friendships is going to end. If you talk to players about it, they find the starkest moment is when they're removed from the WhatsApp group, because they don't need to be in it anymore, they don't belong there. So I try and have lots of conversations with them well in advance of any potential career end about belonging to other groups, making sure that you have a diverse identity, a diverse social group, that you have friends who will call you on a Friday night and ask you if you're coming out for pints because they've forgotten that you're a professional sports person and probably have a match. Having those extra relationships really combats the loneliness that comes at the end of an athletic career when you don't belong here anymore and you're trying to find your feet. I suppose what I'd really want people to know is that if you're in your early 20s and you're feeling lonely, I absolutely promise you that the people who you're going to love in the rest of your life, you haven't met them all yet. And there's opportunity for you to connect, and sport is one of those wonderful ways to do it. A shared mission, a shared vision, a shared interest is going to reignite your relationships. But if you are coming away from social media feeling a bit lower or disconnected, maybe curate your feed. Maybe find a way to offer connection. I often find that's the best way to feel connected, is to actually offer it to somebody else and have them respond. Because you got to assume if you're feeling awkward about connecting with someone, they probably are too. And the statistics tell us that. Like, if 1.8 million people in Ireland are feeling lonely, the chances are that the person you're going to attempt to connect with is going to find it really valuable that you did. If somebody is currently experiencing loneliness, I couldn't recommend enough connecting with a sports team. 85% of people who answered this survey agreed that sports offers connection and helps them feel less lonely. I know myself that rugby would be my first choice. I'm privileged to work in it, but it is where I've chosen to send my son to make connections too. He's 7, he doesn't like it, but he's building connections, he's building the physical capabilities to move and be happy and a physically active adult, which I know will improve his long-term health outcomes. But what I'm really seeing him develop is the confidence to turn up somewhere and assume he'll fit in, to assume that he'll meet other people there that he can connect with and enjoy. And I'm hoping that that basis will give him the security as an adult to go to new places and feel like he can offer connection to others and feel connected to other people. The ways that we're addressing loneliness, and I think more so promoting connection, are acknowledging that there's time points within an athlete's career where they're more likely to feel lonely or to be experiencing that kind of bump in self-esteem. So there's loneliness in college, there's loneliness in your squad, you're not really sure where you fit or what you do. And that's why the academy support staff are so important to that they have a wraparound dedicated service of nutritionists and physiotherapists, myself in personal development, who help them understand that this is normal. It's reasonable to feel unsettled in this period of time, and to help them learn the skills to manage that. I always think that there's so many people behind this team that their efforts aren't seen because we see the performance, right, and we're there to be entertained. But I think everybody that rows in, every person that buys a ticket, every person that watches on TV, every person that buys a jersey, or me buying 4 at Christmas for my family, for my kids, I think every effort we all make to share this experience and push it on, I think we all own a little stitch in the fabric of the jersey.